If you're watching on a replay, let me know in the comments, #replay. Get us up and going here. Okay. I don't even have any of my knitting out in front of me yet, but that's okay. I have lots to talk about today and lots to show off. I moved my chair up and now I feel like I'm still too low, but let's see. Maybe I knocked into my stuff here. That's a little better. My feet aren't touching the floor. Okay, as you're popping on, tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. I'm hoping we have some people join us tonight. I forgot to do kind of my usual reminder an hour or so early, but I figure a lot of you are probably in the house and not outside loving this heat the way I do. So you're probably inside staying cool and maybe doing something like knitting or crocheting because you probably don't want to have the oven on to bake anything. But we'll give everybody a couple minutes and then we will get started. But tell me what you're working on. Hi, Linda. And I can finish getting all of my stuff out so I can show things off. Hi, Nicole. Still working on your flower child sweater. Excellent. Ashley was just showing us that she's on the bottom ribbing on her sweater, which is very cool. Sarah, hi. 2 weeks in a row. Yes. Hi, Cindy. Here are all my patterns so I can show things off. I met with one of my sales reps this afternoon and she reps for Barocco and Wonderland Yarns and Dream in Color and Madeline Tosh and Chigu and Lang and Wool Addicts. The woman reps for a bunch of different companies, so I'm a little bit frazzled because I met with her at 1 and she left at 5 and we didn't get through everything because I ran out of mental capacity for things. So I apologize if I'm more all over the place than usual. Hi, Sherry. Joyce, working on too many things and getting ready for the trip. Excellent. Sarah, pattern perusing. Excellent. Hi, Mama. Cheryl, knitting Christmas stocking. Just tricked me into thinking it's cool. Hi, Shar. Hi, Jill. Yeah, it is toasty out there, but I love it. Stacy working on the marquise and got the saddle shoulder done. Excellent. So I'm sure it was one of those, Stacy, once you got into it, it made more sense. But Stacy brought this pattern in and it's a really cool sweater. And I had debated making it at one point, but it starts with these little strips for a saddle shoulder, where you make 2 little strips and then join them and then make one, and then you do the same thing on the other side. And it's a lot to read through and really seemed kind of confusing, but it did seem like it's a really well written pattern. So once you get into it, maybe just do what it says to do and you'll be all set. Holly, hi, trying to figure out the new car so I could hear you as well. Working on Astro Pop Swatch. Excellent. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Patty. All right, so I got a little started a little bit late, but that's okay because that's, not that easier after I explained it. Good. Sometimes that's all it needs is just somebody to interpret things for you. And Karen and Deb and Ashley and I and Nicole and Joyce and everybody else around here is usually pretty good at helping. Find one of us and we can get you on the right track. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is June 23rd, 2025. My name is Kristen. I am the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Marketplace hours as a whole for the entire market are Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Our shop, Hi Noel, our shop is open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. There are a few exceptions. Durf's is open for lunch Mondays and Tuesdays from 11 to 2, Durf's Deli. And Myrna's has announced that they are now open Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m. She advertised, I need to check with her on Wednesday. She's advertising that she's Monday through Saturday, 8 to 4. I don't know if she's only open until 4 market days as well, or if that's just Mondays and Tuesdays, but I will find out and I will pass that on to you all. Valerie B's was officially open this past week and she had breakfast. She had grits. Oh, if you love grits, they were delicious. Just, I didn't get anything on them, but a little bit of extra butter. And I'm pretty sure she put a lot of cream and butter in them to begin with, but they were really, really good. Karen has gotten her waffles a couple times and it's really good stuff. She's got a cold iced coffee drinks now. But she doesn't have an espresso machine here. She's making it from like an espresso cold brew concentrate of sorts. So she can't do hot drinks at this point, but can do cold drinks. Of course, Sierra Craving Cookies has coffee here for people that want hot coffee on hot days. But it is cool in here. I think it's about 71 still in here today. But as always, I would advise if you come in, dress in layers because you just never know. Mary working on a mosaic sweater and swatching for Astropop. It is about that time. So I have had a few people ask me about if we're doing a cast on party for the Astropop tea. We are not doing anything official because we don't have the bar restaurant here to utilize their space. Hi, Oriana. So we're just going to kind of do, she has announced that she's releasing the pattern. This is the Marie Green 4-day sweater knit along. The pattern is called Astropop. She has announced that she's going to be releasing the pattern a day early on July 3rd. So you can choose Thursday, July 3rd or Friday, July 4th. You can come into the shop and anytime hang out with us for a bit and we will be working on our Marie Green sweaters all day in the shop. Not doing anything more than that because that's all I have the mental capacity for at this point. So, but we're having people here and we'll hang out and we'll work on our casting it on. There are some short rows. Marie Green uses Japanese short rows, which are a little bit different technique where you put a removable stitch marker right on the strand of working yarn versus on the stitch that's on your needles. So that's a little bit different. If you haven't done that before, we're happy to help you with that technique. That's not very far into the pattern, so we can help with that. But the pattern pre-order is still available. We still have yarn here. I did order more Tilly, which is what I used for mine. I ordered more of that today with my rep. As far as I know, Melissa asked if we're going to be open on the 4th of July. As far as I know, yes, I have not heard otherwise. I am hoping that that's the case. I will reach out to Rachel, our marketplace manager tonight and find out. Hi, Pat. I will find out for sure and I will post if we're not going to be open, but my plan is to be open and to be here on July 4th. I don't have anywhere to go, so I will be here for sure. Okay, so that is who I am and the shop. I am, let's see, what are we talking about tonight? I got 2 packages in the mail today. So some new yarn. We're going to do the drawing for the yarn crawl just for our shop. So not any of the prizes, the big prizes that you had to turn the books in for the Middle of Michigan yarn crawl, just the drawings where you filled out one of these little slips for us here in our shop. Barocco donated a sweaters quantity of yarn and a pattern book, and Chayu donated a set of twist shorties. So I'm going to be doing the prize drawings for that at the end of our video tonight. And we're going to talk about what I'm working on. And we're going to talk about what Wonderland's got coming up soon. I should come to your house on the first. Well, then I wouldn't be here for people to cast on. We'll see. But I would love to do that, Mom. I think, I don't know. I can't make any plans beyond tomorrow, the way my days are going. I never know what's happening. I should know better what's happening in my life, and I don't. So, let's talk about knitting. I am wearing the Rib Lace Raglan by Josh somebody, I think. I can't remember the name, but of course Melissa's gonna link it for you. But it is a raglan tee, top down seamless. It's got just a cool, it's almost like a little offset lace pattern in it. And the yarn that I used was one of the Malabrigo Metamorphosis cakes, Metamorphosis sock cakes. I'm having a hard time talking tonight, you guys. Obviously one skein of sock yarn is not enough to do a top for a majority of adult women. So this is what the yarn looks like in the cake. And they have a lot of different colors. And so what I did was I pulled the dark, my skein that I used had a lot more dark on the outside, but I pulled a really, really dark brown, knitted through this, and then blended in James Watts. There we go. So you can see the gradient of the yarn, and then you can kind of see the lines right there where I blended a tonal skein of brown in with everything else. But it's designed to be a cropped top and with just a little cap sleeve. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the yardage required for this pattern. If you want it a little bit longer, a little bit looser, if you want your sleeves a little bit longer, you are going to need more yardage for that. This yarn was a big hit on the crawl. And what we have said is for the most part, if you want just a lacy top down, not overly long tee, you could take two of these in the same color, and just like you would alternate skeins if you had a hand dyed yarn, but they were a little bit different, like Malabrigo sometimes their skeins can be pretty different, and we recommend that you alternate skeins every row, every 2 rows, something like that. If you took two of these in the same colorway and alternated every other row, pulling from the middle on both of them, you could get that long gradient through the entire body of the top versus trying to do one of these and then blend it to something else. But we've got some really fun colors. Like this one reminds me of Van Gogh's Starry Night. That one's so pretty. This one's called Starry Night. Look at that. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about. Hi, Sheila. And so these sock cakes have 440 yards, 100% merino superwash wool, fingering weight, Malabrigo. This one's Midnight Bloom. So there are two that are kind of similar. This one has a little bit of a more gray tone to it. This side's a little bit easier to see. There's some strands popping out. This one has a more gray tone to it. So this one is, what did I say? Midnight Bloom. And then we have London Alley, which is almost like more of like a taupey color. So they're not super different, but this one almost has like a purpley eggplant tone to it. And this one has more of a taupey, I don't know, taupe tone to it, I guess. And then there's this beauty, Sloth, that is like a mustard chartreuse, but then it goes into like teals and turquoises, and then into this really, really dark green. Like if we had Fiona in stock, the color Fiona, that would look really good with this on the outside. But we've got a lot of these sock cakes here, and this top was hanging on a hanger for most of the yarn crawl and got a lot of traction. So figured I put it on today and show it off. So that's what I'm wearing. The two projects I'm working on are both with our custom Malabrigo color called Decada. And these are both in the Rios because I want to get these done, and then I will start on a fingering weight project with this yarn. But the first one is the Movie Night Cocoon Party. So that's this guy. It starts with, you can see on the back here, starts with simple granny square, and you end up just making a big granny square and folding it in half and seaming it. So, and who was it last week? Tony? I think it was Tony that said, because I was talking about every time I take this out of my bag, it comes undone because it's crochet and it's just on a loop like this. Tony commented after the fact when she was watching the replay that I should put a removable stitch marker on this stitch. I could clip it right in there and then it wouldn't go anywhere. That's brilliant. I I should do that. Have I done that? No, but I should. But thank you, Tony, for that piece of advice because it's a good idea. So this is my granny square that I have so far. That's the wrong side. There we go. It's crochet, so you can't really tell, but I know because my tail is hanging out in the middle. Um, but essentially, once this is done, I'll fold it in half, seam a little bit, and that's gonna be the cocoon cardi. So, I am slowly working on that. You know, so many projects when you're, whether it's knit or crochet, when you have either a shawl or something that you're working on where the rows are short and it seems like it goes really fast and then all of a sudden the rows start getting longer and it takes longer to do and it's not such a quick, I'm just gonna do one round or one row anymore, down and back. So that has slowed down a little bit, but I am still working on it. I'm kind of in the same boat with the other project, which is my winter albina, which I mean, I feel like it's a catch 22. I printed yeah, Holly, I'm sure I'm sure I should. And it's probably something I might have learned a long time ago and then completely forgot about because I stopped crocheting. Holly said she does that too, so it doesn't unravel, which makes sense. Um, when I was going to print off the pattern for this top for a customer last week, I was complaining because I think a lot of designers make their PDFs in a way they assume everybody's just going to have a digital copy of it and not have a printed copy in their hands. But like the entire first page is one big full color picture of the designer in this top. And the second page, or that's the second page, and the first page is just a big blue block with the name of the pattern. I go, I don't need to be printing all of that. But at the same time, I get this pattern where the picture's so tiny, I can't even really show it to you guys. Which is why Melissa links all these, so I don't have to try and show them off to you like that. But all that to say, it's a boxy, oversized winter sweater. And I'm striping it with another Malabrigo color called Scorpio. So this is my sweater. I still didn't decide what I'm going to do with my neckline. Joyce was in here last week and we got chatting about it a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is keep the same needle size, but pick up more stitches around. So along this edge here, instead of picking up 2 for every 3 rows. So the pattern says pick up 2, skip 1, pick up 2, skip 1. I'm probably just going to pick up stitches for all the rows so I have more and it's not like quite so snug. But I've made a little bit of progress on the back hem of this, the back ribbing. So it has to be the same length as the front. So I've got a ways to go, but I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. It's just knit one, purl one, and then it has sleeves unless I decide that it's going to be vest for the summer and then put sleeves on at some point later. No, I do want to get this finished though, because I'm excited to be able to wear it when it's not 95 degrees outside. So those are the 2 projects I'm working on, the winter albina and the movie night cardi. Let me move those out of the way. Now they're all rolling away. Okay, so 2 packages I got today. One is from Knitted Wit and one is from Road Trip Sock Yarns. So I finally got the new color from Road Trip Sock Yarns and it is fun, you guys. I was afraid it would be very similar to the other 2 highly speckled colors that she sent with the trunk show. So we have exactly 2 skeins in the bins where we had the trunk show displayed. We have 2 skeins of sparkle fingering weight yarn left. We still have 1 bin of the sparkle DK, but that got reduced dramatically. And then we still have a bin of the standard sock, the 75-25 sock without the sparkle. So if the yarns have sparkle that I'm going to show you, they're $30 a skein. If they don't have sparkle, they're $28 a skein. This new color, she sent me in all 3 bases because that's what she does. And I did send an email out to her today. She had said that we could keep the trunk show for a little bit longer since this got delayed being sent to us. I just sent her an email trying to clarify exactly how long that is before I have to send it on. So she pretty much only does trunk shows. So once we're done with the trunk show here, I'll ship it back to her. She'll inventory everything, restock it, and then send it on to the next store, wherever the next trunk show is. So I don't know exactly know when she needs that. But this color is so fun, you guys. Let's see. That's the sock. That's the DK. The DK sparkle is so subtle, it almost doesn't even look like it's there, which I love because it's not overpowering. I'm trying to dig down and find one that's not a sparkle. There we go. Okay. So standard sock, fingering 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Look at how fun that color is, you guys. It's so bright and happy. So this lime, it's like a neon lime green, half of the skein, and then the other half is like a white base with pink and blue and yellow and purple and green specks in it. So that's the without sparkle. And the name of the color is It's Go Time. Well, just Go Time. So here it is on the sparkle base. Oh, look at the sparkle. Can you see it? Can you see that sparkle? It's so sparkly. And then this is the DK. I mean, it's very, very subtle in the DK. I don't even know if it's going to pick up on the camera. My YouTube video seems to be blowing out the color a little bit, but Facebook looks pretty accurate. I just don't know if you can see the sparkle in that. But it's so, I would do myself a whole sweater out of this. Maybe I would do it out of this one because I think it's a summery color and I would want to do, you know, what would be fun with this is the slipping sideways sweater, which I have right here. No, let me see if I can grab it. I might have to make Tilly naked. So don't look that way, but you can't see that way anyway. So let me, yeah, the colors are much brighter. Mom says on Facebook, they are. Okay. We'll have to get my mannequin redressed before I leave today, so she's not embarrassing. But this is the slipping sideways. And for most sizes, it takes one skein of the variegated and two of the solid or tonal. But this would be so fun as you're variegated in there with like that crazy bright blue or the bright pink as your solid color. Or even a purple. I don't know. There are so many beautiful colors in here. That would just be, it would be a lot of fun to do this slipping sideways. Kristen, in case anyone doesn't know, Kristen loves sparkles. Yes, Kristen loves sparkles. And clearly, because we sold out of almost all of the sparkle yarn that we had here in the shop, I am not the only one that loves sparkles. And I know what my people want. So the slipping sideways, that would be really fun to do with that. Either one of these, or just if you participated in this yarn crawl or have, oh, we got fibers flying everywhere, have a special skein of variegated yarn at home, this would be a great, the slipping sideways would be a great use for one or two skeins of a special hand dyed yarn, in addition to another yarn. And it really is flattering for a lot of people, and there's no seaming to do other than, so the construction on this is pretty cool because you knit the front and the back panels separately. So you knit this front panel, you knit the back panel, then you're picking up the stitches along the edges of the panel, and that's how you connect the front to the back. So your rows are pretty long. Your row is going all the way up and over. So what you do have to seam is under the arm, this stretch down here under the arm. And you can do it. Let's see. Well, mine looks like I did a 3 needle bind off. I thought I did a Kitchener on one of them, but there's an actual like you can see the seam there. So I must have done a 3 needle bind off on that. Other than that, it's seamless. You pick up and knit a neckline. So Mom's been working on hers for a while and it looks pretty cool. So this color is new. We are fully stocked with it. I don't know how many. I didn't look and see if she sent me, she usually sends me a count of how many of each. If you want us to hold some of those for you, we are happy to do so. You just need to tell us which base, how many, whether you're going to pick them up or have us ship them to you. And we will be happy to do so, but it just makes me so happy. She said the same thing when she emailed. She said she wants to dye another batch just for herself to make something. So that is the new color from Road Trip Sock Yarns. And the other big package that we got was from Knitted Wit. And this was kind of something I forgot why I ordered until I started talking to the girls up front. And then I remembered. So we got this giant bag and I dumped them all into this big basket of DK weight mini skeins. So why? Why do we have DK weight mini skeins? Doodles. Doodles, doodles, doodles. So Jamie Lomax, if you haven't heard of Jamie Lomax or heard of her doodle patterns, has a whole series of what could be best described as like a plug and play pattern series. So she has everything from a basic doodle hat, cowl. I think she's got fingerless mitts. She's got a coffee cozy, but essentially she keeps coming up with this whole series of cards. And a lot of the patterns are digital as well, but she has like little packets of, they look like little trading cards. They're really fun. We haven't gotten any here in the shop yet. Hoping to soon. But she has a whole bunch of the patterns online. A lot of them are different themes. There's like a woodland theme, a sports theme, a winter theme, a whole bunch of different ones. But most of her doodle patterns call for little bits of DK weight yarn. And what's more fun than some hand dyed? And I really think Knitted Wit does a great job with a tonal hand dyed yarn, not a solid. So looking at, it's just a variety of colors, but it's not flat because it's not a commercially dyed yarn. There's so much depth of color to their tonals that it just brings a little bit more to the table and more to your pattern. So there's a variety. They did send us, I mean, we've got cream, we've got black, we've got navy, gold, burgundy. It's just a huge basket of DK weight minis. How much are they? I'm not sure. I have to find my invoice. I don't know where that is. I will figure that out before Wednesday, before we open. But so each of these is 20 grams and 49 yards. The yarn is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And yeah, they've got Guy Noir, Beaujolais, Naked, Black Magic, Dusty Rose, Hydrangea, Buckle My Shoes. So it's some of their more popular colors, Tupelo Honey, Prussian Blue. A lot of these we have in their in full skeins in their sport weight yarn too, which you could probably kind of there's carbon. So they've got a black and they've got a dark gray. I bet you could probably interchange the DK and the sport too if you needed a full skein of a solid color. Holland, oh my gosh, and these greens, what is this? Cedar, that's a really good green. Tons of them, just a whole giant bin of DK weight minis. So that's our new fun mail that came today. Let's see. Oh, I wanted to talk about Wonderland Yarns. So one of the companies that my reps for represents is Wonderland Yarns, and they have a couple really fun clubs coming up. One is, oh, did I not write the name of them down? Melissa texted them to me. or she messages them to herself and I messaged them to her. But one of the kits that they have is being released coming up very soon, mid-July, but I can still pre-order them now. And it's a mystery cowl knit along, but it's like it says it's like a nod to Murder She Wrote. And Melissa's waving at me. But it's almost like a Advent style. And they did this last year too, but we didn't participate. But you get one big, there we go, Bake Me a Murder. It's a storyteller cowl series. So the pattern is going to be you have two options. There are two patterns. There is a stranded colorwork cowl, or there is a simpler shawl, and there are both knit and crochet patterns included as part of this package, but you get a really cute project bag that's special for this project, this Bake Me a Murder project. But then within it, it has little individual packages that you open each day. So you get kind of a little clue or a little trinket or something each day. And it's 8 mini skeins and 2 full skeins of fingering weight yarn. So that's the Bake Me a Murder one. So it's essentially 400 grams total of fingering weight yarn, little goodies, the patterns, all of that. So that is $199, I think. The prices that you see on their website are the prices that we would charge as well. So you can pre-order those through us and then we can get those for you from them. So then there is the Midwinter Botanica. Let's see. Advent includes 2 4-ounce skeins of Marianne sock fingering and 8 1-ounce minis. So I was right. Yeah. And all kinds of goodies. So the Midwinter Botanica Winter Advent has a few different options too. They have a 12 color option and a 24 color option. Before I brought a lot of that into the shop, I just kind of wanted to see if there was interest in those. Because it's a big investment for you and it's a big investment for us to bring those in. So what we're doing at this point is kind of taking pre-orders to see what interest there is. And then I think it would be really fun. I want to do one myself. I just want to see if anybody else is interested. They also have another one coming up that's like a Frankenstein, another like murder mystery sort of thing that will be very similar to the whatever that was, a Bake Me a Murder. So I think the Halloween one will be a pretty fun one too. So I wanted to mention those. Take a look at their websites. If that is something that you are interested in, reach out to me, let me know, and we can make that happen for you. So what does that leave us? That leaves us yarn crawl stuff. If you, well, it's excellent. I think it's going to be so much fun. Plus, I just want to see the packaging and all the little trinkets and everything. The Advent set they put together last year was really cute. They do a great job with packaging and all of that stuff, and that's half the fun. If you participated in the yarn crawl, the middle of the mitten yarn crawl that ended this past Saturday, thank you for coming through. If it was your first time to the shop, I hope you'll be back again. We had a lot of fun, met a lot of new people. The bus load that came through on Thursday was a blast. I am very impressed with the stamina those ladies had, that we were their last shop after a very long day. But we were happy to have them here, happy to see some familiar faces as well as some new faces. So we had quite a few people enter. I couldn't find a cute bowl big enough, so I had to dump everything in a box, in a cardboard box, but I have it taped on the inside to make sure that nothing gets, lost under anything. And so Fog on the Frankenstein line. Oh yeah, so that's the Halloween one from Wonderland Yarns. And it's like a train themed something. So our 2 prizes that we're drawing for. One is a set of interchangeable needles from Chaigu. These are their twist shorties. This is the large set. So this set is an interchangeable set of 3-inch tips that makes from a 12 to a 14-inch circular needle in sizes 9 to 11. So in this kit, you get interchangeable tips, 9, 10, 10 and a half, and 11. These large ones, you get the 3-inch tips, and you get 2 cords. Let's see, swivel cords. 3 cords, you get 2 6-inch cords and 1 8-inch cord. So that would make a 12-inch or a 14-inch circumference. So these are great for hats with bulkier yarn, anything that would require a size 9 through 11. Hats, sweaters with sleeves, cuffs, things like that. There are the cords. They're the silver swivel cords. You get little grippers, you get little stitch markers, you get a tiny little needle gauge, all in this cute little package. These retail, we sell these here in the shop. We sell all 3 sets, the blue, the red, the blue, and the yellow. All the needle sizes you need from 0 all the way up to 11. These yellow sets retail for $89. Chayu donated these kits to us for the yarn crawl. They gave us 1 kit for this yarn crawl and 1 kit for the Heartland Yarn Adventure coming up. And Barocco donated an entire bag of yarn. So this is one of their new yarns for, I think, last fall. It's called Papery. And it is a cotton, 90% cotton, 10% textile papers. So hence the name Papery, but it's got this little kind of like polka dotty fabric that it creates. And so the kit is a couple stickers, an entire pattern book from Barocco. So all of the patterns in here, which should be 6 or 8 patterns. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 patterns, all use this yarn. This is, what did my notes say? I think it's $130 value. So this is an amazing donation from Barocco as well. And again, these are not the prizes that you were turning in your stamps and your logs, your shop logs for. These are just prizes for those people who signed up here at our shop. Yeah, $130 value this is from Barocco. So these are the 2 prizes that we're drawing for. I'm going to draw for the twist shorties first. And I have these names have been in a couple different containers because I had to keep emptying into bigger containers. There are a lot in here. I have not looked at any of them. I have not refolded any of them. They are just what they are. And I don't have a Vanna here to help, so we're just kind of winging it as we go here. We're gonna find one that they're kind of stuck together. I think that's one. Okay. So let's see who our winner is. Sherry Barrett. That looks like my writing because it is, because when the girls came in, I forgot to have them fill out slips. So as soon as they left, I made sure I filled them out so they got in for the drawing. So Sherry, congratulations. These are yours. I will hold them here at the shop. And the next time you come in, I'll put a little note on your file too as a reminder to us in case you don't remember. But I will keep them here, and you and Deanne are just going to have to come back and see us so you can get your prize. So congratulations, Sherry. And all right, so now for the yarn. Let's see. Mix them up good. There we go. Got one. Stacy Stilson. You can tell the regulars. I said, you don't need to fill out the rest of the information. I know who you are. I know how to get a hold of you. So Stacy, congratulations. This goes to you. Again, we will tuck this behind the counter next time you come in. hopefully you're not back to work yet. You get a little bit of time that you can come in and get this and we can play around and help pick out patterns and stuff. So thank you to everybody that came in during the yarn crawl and supported us and supported all the other shops. Congrats to Sherry and to Stacy. We love to be able to give things away to people. And if you have not gotten your passport for the your first win, yes. If you've not gotten a passport yet for the Heartland Yarn Adventure, that is coming up the end of July, July 25th through August 6th, I believe. Those passports are $5. They are a great reference for yarn stores in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and Kentucky. They also get you into drawings here at the shop as well as major prize drawings. So, you know, you could come in, buy a passport for $5, you get an enamel pin and, oh, good, Sherry, you're on here. You saw it too. Excellent. The Heartland ones, you get an enamel pin. The difference with the Heartland Yarn Adventure, and I know I've said this before, but I'm going to keep harping on it because I think the way they're doing it, is fair if you don't want to travel and don't want to do a lot of shops. You get an entry for every shop that you go to. So you get one big shop log. Every shop you go to, you get a stamp. We send that in. You get an entry for every shop you've gone to. So there's no minimum number of shops you need to go to. You could only come to my shop and turn the log in and you get an entry into all of the prizes for the entire yarn crawl. Plus you can fill out a drawing slip to win a prize here at the shop. We have another sweater's quantity of yarn from Barocco, and we have another set of needles from Chigu to give away for the Heartland Yarn Adventure too. So why not try your hand at it? You never know. It might be your first win next time. That is all I have for you guys tonight. I will let you know if for some reason they say that we're going to be closed on the 4th of July. I will let everybody know as soon as I know that, but I plan on being here. I plan on being here next Monday, which is not a holiday, as far as I know. You guys sometimes tell me differently and then I know, but as far as I know, I should be here. So I hope everybody has a great week, that you stay cool, you're staying inside, and that your air conditioning or your fans are working properly, and that you're just able to relax and enjoy. And if I don't see you anytime here at the shop this week, I'll be right back here at 7 o'clock next Monday.